Can you guys hear me okay? All right. You'll have to bear with me because I've been thinking about this talk for months, but as far as actually like putting it all together, and so I'll do my best. So my name is Lori, and I am the light of God.
That's right.
And each and every one of you are also the light of God. Now, I know we talk about the light of God, we hear it, we just sang about it, and walking in the light of God and being the light of God, and I think there's a song, I am a radiant light of God,
Yep.
right? So it's very present in our Unity Church Center. But I wanted to talk about a different perspective of looking at the light of God. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Kabbalah teachings or anything like that, but it's a different perspective, and I want to share it with you. Now, Kabbalah is a Jewish mysticism. It's about 4,000 years old, so it goes pretty far back. And back in Jesus' time, it was known, it was the knowledge that was passed down from rabbi to rabbi, or if you were of an elite few or a high scholarly person, you would be learning these different principles. Mary's nodding, she knows what I'm talking about. And it had finally, it had been guarded from the average people. It had been guarded from people like you and I. It had certainly been guarded from women. And it didn't become mainstreamly available to us until 1968, when the Kabbalah Center was opened by Karen and Rav Berg. So, in my thirst for spiritual knowledge, right, I'm out there, I'm reading all these different books, and I'm open to just about anything. And I came across this book called Matrix Healing. And I do something called matrix reimprinting, so I got the book and I want to know all about it. And it was actually a doctor who was also, I'm afraid I might pronounce this wrong, a Kabbalist? And so he used... Kabbalist, thank you. And he integrated these principles of connecting to your inner light, connecting to your inner God, to heal. So I naturally gravitated to that because that's just like what we're doing here, just with different words, right? So I got so intrigued, I went to the library and I searched Kabbalah and I ordered every single book I could get my hands on so I could just kind of get more ideas, more input. And the other book that I really recommend is God Wears Lipstick, because it's all about how God is not this man in the sky, with the beard. It's, God is within you, and God is your energy and your love. So basically, I realized as I was learning about this, and I want to back up and just start by saying I'm not a Kabbalist. I'm not an expert in it by any means, but this one particular principle that we're going to talk about today, I think really, really resonates with the Unity principles. So let's start at the beginning. And in the beginning, the foundational truth of Kabbalah is the story of the light and the vessel. And according to Kabbalah, there's this infinite force of positive energy that has no beginning and no end. Yes, agree. Check. So this primary energy is described by the word light. And the light was ever expanding and giving of itself, because all it could do was just kept growing and expanding and giving. And what was it giving? It was giving love, generosity, kindness, joy. That's all it could do. So it created this vessel to fill with its light. And it filled it with the light, and it filled it with the light, and it filled it with the light. And the vessel just kept receiving and receiving and receiving, because that was the vessel's purpose, was to receive. But as it's getting full and full and full of the light, it's no longer just a vessel designed to receive. It's now the light. It's experiencing the light. It now wants to experience giving. It wants to be generous. It wants to share. It wants to express that love. It wants to expand. It doesn't want to be contained in this little vessel. So what does it do? After all of this giving, and receiving from the light, it eventually pushes back. And it gives a little bit of resistance. And what they say in their story is that the vessel exploded into an unimaginable number of tiny little vessels that were now holding light. And some people actually even, equate it to the Big Bang Theory. So it's interesting, right? How they have this this story, and so what happened was when the vessel was intact and it was receiving, and not able to give in return, it was experiencing what in Kabbalah would call bread of shame. And I know we don't like the word shame here. It's not for us. But bear with me, because what it was experiencing was it wanted to give, right? Its new nature was no longer receiving. Its nature was giving. So it wanted to have that flow, that balance. And essentially that's what we are. We are these vessels which are full of this light. And this light is generosity and love and kindness and sharing. And we need to express that part of ourselves in order to really thrive. So it's just so interesting how something that was taught 4,000 years ago, like from rabbi to rabbi and kind of secret from us, and here we are, and we're teaching something very similar now, that we have this light inside of us, that we're all connected through this light, that this light is infinitely powerful, that we have God inside of us. So I, of course, was thinking, well, geez, this sounds a lot like what Jesus was teaching, and I know that different people perceive different things, but for us in unity, what we hear from Jesus' words are very much the same. That heaven is inside of us, God is inside of us, that we are God, we are perfect and whole. So I started to think about it. I started to do more research because I kind of got into it a little bit. And there are some people out there that believe that Jesus was connecting with these rabbis, and he had these similar teachings, and he was out there sharing them. And it was outrageous to them because you couldn't tell this to women or to average people. So, they of course wanted to crucify. I mean, it's really interesting when you look at the pieces of what Jesus was teaching. So, I just got on this whole topic. I'm not sure where I am with words. So really in Kabbalah and in unity, we have this emphasis on our connection with each other through this light, through this gift of this blessing. And similarly, in both, we both just believe that we are this light. It's not something outside of us, not even something that's like a piece of us. It is us, right? I mean, we sometimes separate ourselves from it, but this light is us. It's everything within us. And so I wanted to take a look at the unity principles and compare it to this story of the light and the vessel. So, of course, principle number one, which we already talked about today, which is God is good and active in everything and everywhere. Basically, there is no place the light is not. The light is everywhere. It's in everything. It's in every living thing. It's in every person, every animal. It's everywhere. And this light is pure, loving energy. And of course, it's absolutely good and active in everything and everywhere. Because it's in every single person. And our principle number two is I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. And yeah, we are. It is. That's absolutely what we are. Principle number three is I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And what I learned greatly in the God Wears Lipstick book, she talks a lot about there's that power in your words and what you're focusing your attention on. You're going to bring into your life. And it's so interesting. I'm reading it and I'm like, this is something I could be reading from a unity book. They're so similar in so many ways. And principle number four, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And of course, meditation is such a strong tool in any aspect, and definitely in Kabbalah. And principle five, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And this is right in line with being generous, loving, kind, and all the other attributes of the light, because the light is that pure love. It is that kindness. It is that gentleness, that generousness. And so I've been reading about the unity principles and unity and new thought and all these wonderful things for more than 10 years now. And I've only just kind of dabbled with the Kabbalah. I think it's really interesting. I think it's worth looking into further, just because of all the connections. I don't know if all of their beliefs are the same. I don't know, but just this one piece, that the light is within us and is connected to all of us. I think that's so universal. That's so. I think that's something we should really look at, and it comforts me. I don't know if it would comfort you, but it comforts me to know that we all have this same light inside of us. You know. Let me see. And I. Sorry, guys. I just get so excited about things, and then I skip ahead, and I'm not used to going from so many pages. So the other piece is that when we connect to this inner light, this is when we connect to our healing. And especially when we're thinking about Dimitri and Jackie, and we're thinking about them. And I loved how Arlene was talking about surrounding them in the healing light, and it's just perfect. It's just exactly, it's exactly true. And then when Jane and, where are you? Where did she go? Oh, she with the kids. When they're talking about their story, and Jane, and you're talking about giving and helping, and how creating that circle, and how, you know, you have to give and you have to share and you have to help in order to receive and in order to have those benefits. And it's so true. If we just receive and receive and receive and we don't give anything in return, we're unbalanced. Yeah. We're blocked up. We're all jammed up. So we have to, it's part of being a part of that flow. And I know I did a talk a while ago about like the universal flow, and I talked about like the river, you know, and we're moving with that flow of energy, and we're moving with the power. And essentially, if you're going downstream, you know, you're moving with love, and you're moving with light, and you're moving with all of those beautiful, blessings of generosity and you're essentially moving through your light with God. It's not, God's not something outside us. I know you guys know this, but I feel like it's something that we always need to hear. God is inside of us. We are God. So how do you apply this whole idea to our everyday life, and how do we move through our day as we're connected to our light? Because that's really the important part, right? We need to walk through our day as the light of God and allow that light to shine. Well, the idea of the vessel being full of the light, put into terms of ourselves right now, it's really simple. You are both the vessel designed to receive and the light designed to give. So we have to have that flow. If we're the cat and the dog, we have to help out, right? We have to help out so we can enjoy the cake, and we have to be a part of that flow. And when we keep the flow of giving and receiving open, then we allow the light in us to shine through, to thrive and to expand. In Kabbalah, they talk about, you know, the bread of shame, which I'm not crazy about, but the wording, but really all it means is receiving, 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 and not giving. And it's not about, oh, well, you gave me something, so I have to give you back. That's not what it's about. It's about we receive blessings and we give blessings. And because we're a part of a blessing and helping someone else, maybe it's letting someone out in traffic, maybe it's bringing flowers to someone who's not feeling well. It's not about keeping tabs. It's just about making yourself an open heart and giving. And so basically, when you receive a gift from the universe, it's important to give a gift, because it doesn't have to be that same person. It's just within that flow. Because the important thing is to be a part of the balance of the giving and the receiving. And we talk about it here in Unity, with our love offerings, of our time and our talent, and sharing ourselves, and with our tithes. And all of that, we're giving back to the universe. We're giving back every time we volunteer, every time we share our gifts with another person. It's just all about giving your light. So How do we connect to our light? We just give it. We share it. We give love. We give generously. We give freely. We share. We share our cake. You know, but we share and we give, and we allow ourselves to receive more, because that's also, I believe, how we receive our healing, by sharing our light. So, because when we share our light, we shine it on other people. And you're sparking their connection. That's the other thing too, guys. We're waking up. There's so many people out in the world right now that have no idea that they are the light of God. And when we share our light with them, I swear, you like, the light's already there, but you kind of make it a little bit stronger. And then once they have that ignited light inside of them, they're more likely to want to do something for, you know, and it just keeps going. It's this chain reaction. Yeah. Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And I just think it's so perfect. It's so perfect. Light will always trump darkness. Light will always bring in the healing with the love and everything else. So as you go forward with your day, I hope that you shine your light. And allow your light inside of you to shine as brightly as possible through being loving and generous and kind and just expressing joy. I mean, you guys all know this. I'm preaching to the choir. But sometimes it's nice to be reminded, you know, that you have this infinite light inside of you, this divine light. And it is you. It's not even like a piece of you. It is you. You are it. Because each and every one of you are absolutely the light of God. So, if you're ready, we're going to go into a meditation where we connect to that light. As we prepare for this meditation to connect to the light within, take a moment, take everything off your lap. Take in a deep breath and release. As you relax your body and allow yourself to be supported by your chair, feel the love and support of everyone around you. Observe your breath and the natural flow of breathing in and out. Take note of this receiving and releasing of the breath. As every breath you take, you are a part of that give and take. You are a part of the divine light. And as you become more relaxed, allow yourself to connect to your inner light. See that light within you. This light is love. This light is joy. This light is peace. This light is your inner spirit, your inner knowing, your inner guidance. You have all the answers inside of you. You have all the healing inside of you. You have all the abundance inside of you. You have all the love, joy, and peace inside of you. You are meant to shine. You are on this planet to shine your light, to radiate your gifts out into the world. This light inside of you is connected to everyone in this room and everyone on this planet. This light is your connection to healing, to support, to love, and to fun. All you have to do is be aware of the light within you, and also the light in others. Allow this light to shine through you. Be the love, be the joy, be the healing, be the kindness. In your mind, let my words be your words. I am the light. I am the love. I am joy. I am peace. I am healthy and whole. I shine my light everywhere I go. I love myself. Now, as we go into the silence, take a few moments and hold your connection to your light within you. Feel this light as it moves through your body, and know that this light is your inner power. This light is your connection to all. You are perfect. You are the light of God. And so it is.
Triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, for the love of God surrounds us. Let our joy so triumphant that we rest in God and say